Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I've been able to drag Shelley James away from an incredibly busy schedule. Thank you, Shelley, for coming along. Um, we've started talking about this thing called Drivers for Change, which is a discussion, a seminar, a symposium, a group of very knowledgeable experts in their field sitting around a virtual table. And what are they going to be talking about? And that's my question to you this afternoon. What is Drivers for Change going to be about, and why do we want everyone to come along and listen to it?
Well, it's a real pleasure to be here and actually very much looking forward to the conversation next week. The reason for this conversation is that over the last 7 months, really, I've been talking to people from across the value chain, from across the business system, about how we buy lighting for homes and hospitals and schools, and realizing that across the business chain there are strange incentives, split incentives, and that as long as we keep on having the incentives that we got, the choices are going to continue to be the same. And so and there seems to be also a kind of perception that better lighting is expensive, that it's complicated, and that it's also a kind of tension, or it runs against our need to be aware of the environmental impact of the choices that we make, and lighting in particular, to do with energy consumption and the life cycle of the products and all of that. So I brought together people that I'd been speaking to who are passionate about the potential to make these choices differently and to drive change, not only by talking to ourselves within the lighting industry and going on about the finer details of spectra, but actually say, if you are buying lights or the lighting head of procurement for Morgan Sindall, what is it that's going to help you to make a choice for a different kind of lighting, so that we aren't always driven by price, but actually we're talking about value. And so that's what this conversation is about, is what it take to drive that change from a price to a value, and I guess also from products like this many light bulbs at this many lumen per watt, to a solution which is, we need this kind of lighting to do our jobs and then to go to sleep afterwards. How can we create a solution-based conversation among people who aren't lighting professionals but know that lighting matters? So that's what the conversation's about. And it's not just another talking shop about, oh, I did this one and wasn't that great, but actually an honest conversation about what happens when people want to make a difference and actually find that the system is against them.
I think that's it. That's important. I mean, we've already mentioned that, haven't we? We've had talking shop on top of talking shop on top of talking shop. And what we really need to do is to start to look to solutions-based conversations, and whatever that means. And I've been very conscious of this, that the silo thinking is a terrible thing, because it's inevitable, but it's terrible. That we're the lighting industry, and that's our bubble, and okay, that's fine. But there is a much bigger bubble called the construction industry. And I'm guessing that every sentence that gets spoken next week is going to be relevant to every sector of the industry in their own way, whether it's another piece of engineering, or whether it's a piece of, whether it's construction material. Everyone goes through exactly the same issue that we've been going through. And I find that quite exciting, because all of a sudden it feels as if we are hopefully opening that door to the broader conversation. And I think we all look forward to having another one of these where we're not talking about lighting, but the lighting is part of that conversation, and we take our place around the table.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one example of a procurement decision made by people who aren't specialists. I mean, they know that lighting matters, but that's not their main job. They're making decisions about something that looks more expensive, that looks as if it's going to last a bit longer or not. They're trying to make those decisions, and they'd be doing the same, as you say, for the roofing materials, for the IT. These are people who make decisions across the board, and lighting is as a microcosm of that bigger choice. But if we can have those people around the room who they buy millions and millions of pounds worth of lights, if we can have them in the room saying, I can see how we could do this differently, then there's a chance that that some different decisions are made.
And of course, that there is that mythical person, the client, who is out there, who is who is the person who puts a name on a check in the old-fashioned way, and that is the person who really needs to be listening to this. And we do feel, haven't we, that we've felt that the client is a very, very difficult person to get hold of, because again, they're very busy, and they pay people to make decisions for them. And now we are in that place where we need to change those decisions. Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay. Right. For everyone who may not have caught hold of this, there will be a slide put up right at the end of this little podcast, all the details about how you can register for Drivers for Change. It's all happening on Thursday, the 9th of December. It's from 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. It's going to be on a computer screen near you. Hope to see you there. Thank you very much.